All right, let's dive right into the scriptures for the third Sunday of Advent. You might know it as Gaudete Sunday. It's a day with a really clear and powerful message, and we're going to unpack it together. So, let's just start with a personal question. What are you really waiting for this season? I mean, is it an event, a change in your life? Maybe just a little bit of peace? Advent is all about waiting, and today's readings, well, they give us a kind of spiritual roadmap for how to wait with real purpose.
And that roadmap starts with the command, rejoice. In Latin that's gaudete, and that's exactly why we call it Gaudete Sunday. The readings from Mass today lay out this perfect path, from a divine promise to the human practice we need to receive it, and then finally to the proof that the promise is actually real. So, let's get into it.
Our journey begins with the very first stop on our map, the promise. And this comes to us from the prophet Isaiah, who paints this absolutely stunning picture of hope and complete renewal. You have to remember, he's talking to people who feel totally lost, scared, like they're living in a spiritual desert.
The imagery here is just incredible, right? A desert literally bursting into bloom. Now, this isn't just about some pretty flowers. It's a powerful metaphor for radical transformation. It's a promise that the driest, most barren parts of our own lives, those places where we feel stuck or hopeless, can be brought back to life in this glorious way.
And Isaiah gets super specific about what this renewal looks like. This isn't some vague, fuzzy hope. He's prophesying real, tangible, physical healing. The blind will see, the deaf will hear, the lame will leap. He's assuring the people that God is coming, not with anger, but with vindication, with salvation. This is the promise that sets the stage for everything else.
So how do the people respond to such an incredible promise? With trust. The responsorial psalm for today is this simple yet incredibly powerful plea, Lord, come and save us. It's this beautiful expression of faith, just admitting that only God can bring about this kind of magnificent change. So, we have this grand promise from God. But what's our part in it? Well, the next stop on our roadmap comes from the letter of James, and it shifts from the divine promise to the human practice that's required, patience.
James gives us this wonderful analogy. See, patience isn't just sitting around doing nothing. It's active, it's hopeful, it's purposeful, just like a farmer who's planted the seeds and now trusts the process, waiting for that precious harvest. It's this quiet confidence that something good is growing even when you can't see it yet.
And James gives us some really clear, actionable steps. First, just be patient. Second, make your hearts firm, which means strengthen your resolve, don't give up hope. Third, he says, don't complain about each other. That just drains your energy. And fourth, look to the prophets as your role models for sticking with it. Okay, so we have the promise from Isaiah, and we have the practice of patience from James. Now we get to the climax of our roadmap, the proof. The Gospel of Matthew shows us the exact moment where that ancient prophecy starts to become a reality in the person of Jesus Christ.
I mean, the scene is so dramatic. John the Baptist, the great prophet who announced Jesus was coming, is now locked up in prison. And it seems like even he is having a moment of doubt. So he sends his disciples to ask Jesus straight up, "Are you really the one we've all been waiting for?"
And Jesus' answer is just fascinating. He doesn't just say yes. He knows words can be cheap. Instead, he points to the evidence. He tells John's disciples, "Go back and just report what you see and hear me doing."
And what is it they see? Miracles. A whole list of actions that provide the proof. The blind see, the lame walk, the deaf hear. Jesus is basically saying, look at my works. They are my answer. They are the living proof that all those promises are being fulfilled, right here, right now. And here it is. This is the big aha moment of these readings. On the left, you've got Isaiah's prophecy from hundreds of years earlier. And on the right, the works of Jesus from Matthew's Gospel. It's a direct match. The promise has found its proof. It's incredible.
So, let's put it all together now. These three readings, they aren't just separate random passages. They actually form this cohesive spiritual guide for our whole Advent journey, showing us exactly how to prepare our hearts. And here's the whole journey in a nutshell. Isaiah gives us the promise of a joyful future. James teaches us the practice of patience. And Matthew presents the proof that in Jesus, that promise is coming true. It's like a complete spiritual package for the week. So, what are the key takeaways for us? Well, the readings are calling us to work on three essential virtues. First, joy, because we know that promise of renewal is real. Second, patience, because we have to trust the process, just like that farmer. And third, trust, because we have proof that God keeps his promises.
Ultimately, the whole purpose of this roadmap is to ground our hope in something solid. This isn't just wishful thinking. It's a hope that's based on the real evidence of a prophecy fulfilled. And that gives us the strength and the confidence to actively prepare for the Lord's coming.
And that brings us to our final thought. The readings tell us to make our hearts firm. So the question for you to take with you is this. Based on this incredible roadmap, how will you, personally, actively strengthen your heart this week as you continue your Advent journey?